Hey everyone, welcome to This Week in Mini Apps. This week we're here with Jacob from Atlas. And yeah, excited to talk about new developments in the Farcaster mini app ecosystem this week and walk you through a few new mini apps. Yeah, let's do it. We have three things on the news docket this week. We have search and extended metadata. We have Dan and Varun have been doing some app reviews and giving some feedback, which I want to share. And we have an upcoming workshop on mini apps in Coinbase Wallet. So to start, search and extended metadata. So if you've used the mobile app, you can now see there's a little search icon here on the mini apps tab. You can use this to search for apps by creator, I think, by username, by app name, and by some data in the app description. I know this has been a much requested feature that people are pretty excited about. So you can now go in here, search for any app. This trending section right now just shows kind of apps ranked by popularity, by opens and transactions. But this will let you go search for and find any of the now, I think, thousands of apps that we have indexed on Farcaster and Webcast. So yeah, please go check that out. Supporting this is extended metadata for apps. So we've introduced this new spec, a new standard for adding extended metadata to your farcaster.json. This is the file that you associate with your mini app that tells us all the details about the name and the icon and the image and all these details about your app. So we've added a bunch of fields here that you can now go add, including things like screenshots, store page, icon URL, subtitles, descriptions, tags, categories, lots and lots of really rich data in here, which is going to help us build a better Explore page and help us surface your app in the search screen and in Explore rankings. So yeah, we need folks to go set this up to create a really useful search and a really good page there. So if you have built a mini app and you want to see it surfaced in the Webcast app and in other Farcaster clients, please go fill this out in your Farcaster JSON. We're actually excited to build a really good search experience here and start helping people get distribution and get surfaced in this search screen. Yeah, oh, Jacob, you're muted.
Off to a good start. Yeah, this is super exciting, and I think it's just like the beginning of like app clients that we're going to kind of see where like, okay, there's like 50 or even 10 apps that I sort of want to be like first class citizens in my life, and like a client can kind of make that available for me and feature those apps in the feed, and so I think that's super exciting with the metadata.
Awesome. Have you added it yet for Atlas?
I need to.
All good.
Atlas is there's a lot to do. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like the search and category function is gonna get it closer to on par with just, going to the app store. So very excited for that.
Let's see, app reviews. So we've had a couple rounds of app reviews on the timeline from both Dan and Varun that I wanted to share. One here is this thread from Varun, who walked through and recorded a bunch of pretty useful videos on feedback for various mini apps. Thanks to everyone who threw themselves out there. I think he did a thread saying, if you want your mini app reviewed, I'm going to record these videos. And a few people replied asking for feedback. I think he's very open to doing more of these. So if you're looking for feedback, find that thread. I'll share it here, and maybe we'll do some more of these in the future. But if you're building a mini app, I think these are very useful walkthroughs with a lot of tips and observations on UX and design and things that we've learned as we've seen, hundreds of mini apps built on the platform, what's worked, what hasn't, certain patterns and things in here. So yeah, thanks to everyone who jumped into the arena here and asked for feedback. And we have, I think, 6 or 7 or 8 of these videos that are all really useful and a good spotlight on some interesting apps, some of which we've demoed here already. Second one here is a similar thread from Dan, and shed some feedback on kind of design tips and and ideas for mini app devs in terms of kind of simplifying and removing complexity and tips around UX and UI here. So we'll share this thread out, but this was a good thread with some ideas on how to kind of simplify the interface and use some of the features of mini apps, things like automatically connecting a wallet, and kind of the native design within mobile to your advantage in building an app. So we'll share that out, and everyone can go check that out. All right, last news item is mini apps on Base. So Dylan posted this, and the Coinbase Base and Coinbase Wallet team have been showing this out, but they're doing a workshop on Monday around mini apps in Coinbase Wallet. If you haven't heard, Coinbase Wallet is going to become a Farcaster client soon, meaning it's going to support mini apps in feed, just like Warpcast does. And so they're organizing a workshop around building cross-compatible apps and what you might need to do to prepare to make sure your apps display well in the Coinbase interface as well as in Warpcast. And if you're building a mini app, you are already building a cross-compatible mini app. So yeah, this applies to you. We don't think there should be too many differences here. Like the whole idea is that this is a cross-compatible spec, but we are also all building mini apps together for the first time. So I think, yeah, prudent of folks who are building these cross-compatible apps to join this and learn kind of the details of how these can work across multiple different clients in the ecosystem. Yeah, I'm super excited about this. Coinbase Wallet has an order of magnitude or two more, active users than we have on Warpcast today. So this is going to unlock lots and lots more distribution for people who are building mini apps on Farcaster. Cool. Should we do demos?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me switch over to my phone. And Jacob, do you want to talk us through Atlas and your app?
Awesome. Thanks so much. So for those of you who don't know, Atlas has been a lot of different things. It's been like a social app and like an AI agent, and now it's with the mini app revolution at our doorstep. It's now a gaming platform. So I built a lot of like solo player and like puzzle games and sports games, and they were a lot of fun to play, but wanted to take it to the next level. So for the last couple of weeks, been working on making it like a PvP platform, and so we're launching our first game in that new PvP concept, which is a penalty kick game, and that was like overwhelmingly the most popular one in like just people kicking against the CPU. There was a lot of people playing it just because it was a lot of fun. The animations were cool, but now it's there's going to be a tournament on Monday where you'll be able to play your friends and win rewards, and hopefully it's gonna be a lot of fun and everything works and there's no bugs. So we're gonna see if we can do a playthrough right now without a bug. So let's see if we can make that happen.
let's do it live. So yeah, look for a search. Let's find it here. Search Atlas in the mini app screen here. I think we want this purple one.
It's the purple one. Sorry.
Yeah. I think all good. Cool. Yeah, let's try it.
Okay, so if you go through to the play a friend button, that's the way to challenge a friend. You click the generate game link at the bottom, and that should open that should open something. We literally just did this like a minute and a half ago. No, it's not working. Do you want me to send? Oh, I think you already have
it. Link, right?
Yeah, we have one in the DMs. So let's try one more time.
Let's see. This is a Bill O'Reilly.
Maybe this is because I already have one with you.
Like a session's already open.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump back into that one?
Sure. Or if you want to try to send me one from your app, we could do either. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll send you one from mine.
Sounds good.
Sweet. So yeah, this stuff happens, ladies and gentlemen. It's ETH call, right?
Yeah. ETH _call.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to basically go into that. It pulls up your recent interactions, and you can choose from any of those people. And so you see, you just got another one because we already had a conversation open. So you can just basically join that game. That should open an accept invite button, so you can accept the invite. And there we are. We're playing each other in this game. So I'm the kicker. Horsefax is the goalie. So I'm going to make my selection. Time to make yours.
Okay. We're going.
I feel like Vanna White or something right now. It's like, all right. So I got a goal. All right. So now you're kicking. I'm the goalie. So we basically go back and forth, kind of a classic penalty kick, kind of set up over here.
Chat. What should I do?
My selection's in, so we could talk about it.
Right.
Let's see.
No one's here. All right, I'm going right. Ah, dang. Okay.
Guess again, Horsefax. Okay. So basically, it's going to be a save or a goal. We'll go back and forth. It's the way we did it now is first to 5, and the way the tournament's going to work on Monday, if all things go as planned, is everyone that's minted a season pass is basically going to get a notification that a tournament is starting. You'll be able to just enter a lobby, kind of like a classic, PS5 or battle royale sort of tournament mode. We'll match you against other people that are playing, and then it's just like the winners advance with points. The sort of losers get matched against other people, and it's like a round robin style tournament. And we're gonna do like one every 6 hours is the plan. So that way, someone will win every 6 hours, and you can join anytime, and you have just as much chance to win as someone who's been playing all week. Good save. So there you go. And then at the end, you can share it, which should work. And then we'll see if the image renders. There we go. Nice.
Oh, yeah, I can show that I lost. All right, yeah. Probably lost. It's kind of close, I guess. Yeah, okay.
I'm open to suggestions there because that was like, what that's the classic mini app error. We'll see what happens there. But
It
so
is the
basically,
leaderboard.
right? So you lose, like, I think, you can share your place in the leaderboard. I don't know. Maybe you got some reward and you can share that reward. I think there's a lot of different things to, but not, yeah. So at a high level, there's the footer there where you can kind of just jump into other games. Maybe you want to just go refresh, and I can, with the time we have left for a demo, I'll just show people around the. Oh, is there no way to go back there? Maybe just go to the mini app there. And yeah, at the bottom, you can see there's a lot of other games in the games tab, and you can just like swipe them up. So that was the penalty kick game. There's a boxing game. There's like a bunch of other games. So all of them are going to kind of be PvP at some point. There's different skill levels and different game mechanics and different strategies for each of them, some word games. So there's a lot of fun stuff in here. At the end of the day, it's all about kind of making the stuff social. So we're going to build in some like chat features where you're either like sending messages to each other or able to do live voice chat. And then the lobby is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of like fun surprise features there too. So want to make this a super fun social gaming experience and like a place where you want to go back because it's kind of like, yeah, it's competitive and you can win and the game is cool, but also like you want to hang with like cool people on Farcaster. So that's like the vibe.
Awesome. What happens if I mint a season pass?
So if you made the season pass, then you are now eligible to rise the ranks, compete in the
Oh, I'm doing
tournament,
that. Okay.
get in. Well,
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
this is going to be your ETH call account, so you're going to
That's
compete
fine.
from. So yeah, there's going to be if it's one every 6 hours, and I think we're running it for a week. My math is like terrible on this. I should know this offhand. I think there's like 40 games, like 40 tournaments. So you'll have plenty of opportunities. I think each tournament, the prize pool is like $25 or maybe more. So you mint one, but if you win a single tournament or even come close, then you're already sort of starting to, pay for your season pass. And the idea here is like, we want everyone to have a great time and be rewarded and kind of be early winners in the Atlas ecosystem. Get that first taste of victory and then come back for more competition is the ethos here.
Cool. This is pretty impressive. There's a whole swap interface in here and everything.
Isn't that Warpcast's native?
No, I think this is you.
Oh,
That's cool.
yeah, this is yeah.
All right, let's
So
send
yeah,
Linda a pass too.
Linda has one, but you can.
Oh, you have another one. Okay.
We'll make it. There's a bunch of people that have two. We're gonna make it that you can send those to someone else eventually. It's gonna be a long season. We got like I think probably Monday to Friday. So like over the course of this week, hopefully there's just like these like bursts of excitement when a tournament is going, and then like a lull, and we debug for 6 hours, then like another one. And the idea is like the Atlas agent will be like in there in the feed, stirring things up and creating rivalries and like world building a little bit. But yeah, that's the general gist of it. And so if if you like this one, we're gonna have a lot more games. We're gonna have a lot more async stuff as well, where it's like competing against yourself for the best time or for the fewest turns, for example. But like generally, like yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff to build right now.
And I think what's cool is you're a lawyer and you've just been like vibe coding all this stuff and teaching yourself to code on the side. So
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, look, I was talking to someone about this earlier. Like, Farcaster is like a school. I think it's been like a kind of like async university, and I remember like even in the early days, like HorseFax was like super helpful whenever I had questions about like Ethereum or technology or like how do I get started with this stuff. But that's just like one example. I've probably like spoken to hundreds, if not 1,000 people on Farcaster who have each given me like one piece of technical advice or another to like get me up to speed. And like then the AI wave of just like, things becoming easier was just a fun one to ride. And now I have a lot of help with this one because I couldn't build this myself. So shout out to Utkarsh, who's OXB Hisab on Farcaster. He's been like built this in like 2 weeks. We built it really, on a major sprint, and I think it like sets the foundation for like what peer-to-peer like competition gaming could be like in mini apps for like the rest of the Atlas game. So I'm super psyched about this.
Yeah, this is awesome. I love the PvP model. I think there's so much perspective, like opportunity there with these kind of like, yeah, time-based, like round-based kind of weekly pool games, or PvP where it's like kind of, eload and the social aspect of that, right? Where I can see who I'm playing against. Yeah, I think there's some awesome stuff to do there, and people um, haven't quite discovered like all the capabilities there yet. So this is
Brilliant.
awesome.
Like one of the things that I wanted to build when I first like joined Farcaster was like a speed hang app. I like created like a PRD for this like 2 years ago, and like I was talking to Dylan a bit about it. I don't know if he remembers, but like I always thought there was like a really cool game to be built. Oh, I don't think this one will render, and sorry, Undefined, for all
Oh,
of
that's
the
okay.
shout out Undefined. But like I always thought this was a really cool idea. Like, okay, I've got 30 minutes and I want to like have a 5 minute live chat with like, 6 people, and like, so join a lobby. And then instead of, what I'm saying? Cause like we kind of live in the world of like, oh, here's my Calendly, book 30 minutes. But like, what if you wanted to take 30 minutes and talk to like, you know what I'm saying? So I thought like you could kind of layer that on top of this, where it's like in a tournament, if we build voice chat into this, you can actually like talk to a bunch of different people. We could even make it like you can host a party where you say like, I want to invite 10 friends to this party, and then you're just going to be talking to those people. Create like a sort of like side tournament where you can also have wagers. Oh, that's sweet. Is Linda in there?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Someone told me to build Snood, so I built this one night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my last question on this. So like I've noticed like Atlas is quite an expansive app, right? Like it has these sub games, like kind of these mini games within Atlas. I've seen, right now this football mini game is kind of in focus, but like I've noticed there are lots of different embeds, and I've seen you kind of throw together new mini apps or for different purposes, like pretty rapidly, right? For different use cases. And it's awesome to see it kind of like it feels to me like the app, a lot of people focus on the app, like you see it in the launcher, right? You see it in the page here, like this is your entry point. But actually, the entry point to Atlas for me is like all these embeds that I see throughout the feed. I
cool.
think it's actually a great design for a mini app, and like it's a great example of how it's something that's larger than just like the button you push here. It's actually like
Yeah,
can have these multiple different aspects and these multiple kind of different views on a single app that are out there in the feed. But yeah, you've been iterating on this and building like a lot of different things. You mentioned there's like agents and things in the background as well. So like, yeah, tell me about all those components and all those, like how those connect.
for sure. So it's basically when I first started building on Farcaster, I wanted to build a productivity app. Like that's really what I wanted to build for myself, because I just felt like that was what was really cool. Like being able to communicate with people, like create docs, digest those docs, and collaborate with people really quickly was the cool thing. So like most of what I built over the first year was just like pure social messaging and AI stuff. And that's kind of where I like cut my teeth as like a kind of quasi dev was, and product builder was like all of that stuff. And so I explored like all the different pockets of Farcaster, of like, the feed, and like how that can be a place where people can collaborate to like DCs, and even like sending things to Telegram. I was just like sort of exploring how all these parts intersect on the social graph. Um, and so I even built like a voice note thing. I think I showed you that like a little while ago. Like I have this voice note app because I'm like a voice note maxi. But then when I started building games, all that stuff kind of just fit really nicely into it, because like, I mean, I've got young children and I see the way that they play games, and they're playing games like in a social way, like that goes beyond like anything we're doing on Farcaster. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think we're going to get there, and I hope to be like part of like the fun of getting there. But like, for instance, like if they go on Roblox, they see the first thing they see is like all their friends PFPs, and they can click on their friends PFP, and like join them in a game, like right then and there. So like, from a UX perspective, I just always saw that as like that's the end goal. It's like I don't care what game I play, I want to hang with that person, right? And I want to be where they are. And I think we kind of like have that with like the open web and Farcaster and mini apps now, where it's just like take me to like hang with somebody where I can do something fun, and then we'll chat about it in the game, and then we'll chat about it in the feed, and then I'll just keep bouncing like a from like rock to rock. So all of that kind of touches on like the social graph and messaging and making sure you're carrying people from experience to experience. So it sort of builds on a lot of like the productivity stuff of just like simple UX and like speed. But then when I started building games, I realized like so much of my life I've just spent playing games like as a kid, and I just had like so many ideas. They were just like pouring out of me. I'm like, I got to build this one, I got to build that one, and the next one. And I haven't built a new one in a while, but I have a really cool one that I'm pretty psyched about. That's it's a contender for the next one, but I also would love like the people that are in season one to be like to vote on which game they want next, because I have so many options of like different ones that people can play. We, in terms of bringing it to the next level, we have to kind of devote time to like, okay, we're going to go all in on the design and UX for this next one. So that's where I think Farcaster is like, hugely instrumental in like the product roadmap.
Awesome. Two things I think this app does really well are like the kind of consistent visual language. Like I can always tell when it's an Atlas frame from the embeds. Like the embeds have this consistent language, and when I launch into one, it all feels like this one cohesive app, even though it's a bunch of different mini game experiences and different entry points into the app. I think that's huge. And that social context. Like this is a point of feedback that we give to mini app developers a lot, which is that your app is embedded in this social context. You should try to show PFPs and use the data that is, all available and open to you on Farcaster because it's embedded in the social context. And every game in here, every little mini app in here does a really great job of that. And yeah, really interesting to think of, like to hear the Roblox example as well, because yeah, I think like that ecosystem is one of the things that's like ahead of us in a bunch of ways, right? I should get on Roblox and be playing more of that to understand where we should be going, because yeah, that's huge.
Are you
Cool.
kidding me? I mean, I've used Roblox Studio. I've created games in Roblox. Like, it's
Yeah.
amazing what kids are doing there. And there actually is a kind of difficulty level. Like, once you, it's pretty complicated to build these like expansive worlds, but like getting to like a pretty simple one is really easy. And I feel like that's kind of like mini apps now where we are, where it's like anyone can build a mini app that's like a single page web app that has like a share function or like a simple, maybe if they're a little more advanced, like a simple on chain transaction. But then building like a real web app is, even if it's a mini app, it's as difficult as building a full mobile app. There's a lot of complexity that goes into it. But I think for anyone that's listening that like wants to get into coding and like needs some direction, like I did the full kind of like don't know anything to like now I can kind of do some stuff. So definitely feel free to message me, reach out at JRF on Farcaster. I think everyone listening is probably on Farcaster. So I'm more than happy to kind of share, whether it's product feedback or tech kind of like getting off the ground feedback, any of that stuff. More than happy.
All right, yeah, we got a few more demos. Linda, you brought eSIM and Cat Town. You want to walk us through these?
Yeah, so eSIM is a new mini app that Kartik from ETH Global created. This one's really neat because this is actually connecting like a mini app you're using in the feed to real world by using crypto to buy data eSIMs. So you can pick the country you want. There's a lot of people traveling around to different conferences and locations in crypto. So you can select different packages, and then all of it just is using crypto to pay. You can use Warpcast Wallet, so select the amount, and then you're able to just enter your email address in. Yeah, cool. And then once you get the payment done, you can pay. They use Dymo, so you can pay a lot of different methods. A lot of folks use Dymo, so it's a pretty neat payment method. Oh, you also used it for Give, for the charity donations. Yeah, so you can just send USDC directly here, and then you'll get a verification to your email, and then that process will just allow you to purchase an eSIM. So it's really neat that just within a mini app you can now buy eSIMs, and the prices are actually really good too. Like Kartik and ETH Global team went out of their way to make sure that they were pulling from like the cheapest providers, and it's like, like we're talking like $1, $2 kind of thing for data.
That's awesome. Is anyone going anywhere interesting soon?
Tied to desk.
Yeah,
Many.
yeah, me too. FarCon's in New York this year, so I haven't left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, definitely people should be using this for their next crypto conference. So please check.
Okay, Argentina, yeah. Hopefully I'm going to DevConnect, so we'll check that out for that. I have to say, this has like changed my life when traveling. I remember, I don't know, probably everyone remembers traveling before like smartphones. It's just in like the last, I don't know, 5 years that like, I've had a phone that has eSIMs and like I've been able to like be completely connected when I'm traveling abroad. Yeah, it's been huge for me. It's
Yeah,
cool.
this is also like one of those like prototypical like 90s businesses that became like really massive, you know what I'm saying? So it's, I feel like it's really cool to see like a lot of the ideas from like early internet days now kind of like coming to mini apps and coming on chain in this way. Like it's pretty cool. I mean, calling cards were, huge, for instance. Like that's what I'm referring to, but eSIM seems to be like the next evolution of that.
Yeah, yeah, and huge shout out to ETH Global too, who are awesome. Cool.
Yep. And then Cat Town is, I feel like, one of the most underrated mini apps out there. It's a full on like game and world of cats where you play this cat and you are in your room and you can head out. You can go to the bookstore. You can go to the supermarket. They're going to be adding fishing on weekends. There's like little games within Cat Town. You can't hear sound right now, but there's a lot of fun sounds, and you can
Yeah,
click
there's
and
nice music.
explore things.
Oh,
Like it's just so cool. Yeah, and then and they have their own token called Kibble, and so like some of the little games that you can play and earn more things like require Kibble. So I think they just did a really good job. Like look how cute this is, and it's like just a couple people had like done the front end and back end for it. So I think it's really impressive. It gives me
yeah,
like
this is
Stardew Valley vibes. Like you're just kind of like
totally.
free walking around. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard there's a fishing mini game, and I've been waiting for a Farcaster fishing mini game for
Mhm.
months, years. I'm so excited about this. Yeah, I think it's only available like certain times though, right? Like,
Yeah, Saturdays, Sundays.
okay,
What I learned from them too is that they actually put the weather and time and seasons on chain. So like you can have different variables happening based off the seasons. And so like let's say you have a different NFT that gets generated because it's winter and now future games can actually plug into this data and I just think it's like a very immense world they've built out.
Super cool. Is this being something that like is this like a world that's going to keep expanding? Because I feel like this is such a cool place to like go hang with your friend as cats somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not my cat goes to meet your cat at the at the garbage dump or wherever we go to hang out.
Yeah, they are doing a ton of work on this over the next few weeks, so I think it's a lot's going to be added pretty soon.
Amazing. Can you
awesome.
mint a cat of yourself, or like how does that work with like the character that you play through?
I don't know. There's like the cat profile at the top. I don't know if there's some mint feature there. No, not that I'm aware of.
I think I need to get some kibble. Okay, let's get some kibble too. I might be running out of SDC to kibble.
Living in the future.
I think if you go maybe to the supermarket, you can use some of it. Let me.
Is the fishing like Animal Crossing, where like you throw a rod in and then like there's some like near a fish? Is that kind of how it
Very
I
works?
think
important.
so. I haven't done the fishing yet. I'm like still exploring this world. It's so vast, honestly.
Yeah, it has Stardew Valley and like MS-DOS adventure game vibes. Sell you some items. Are the rumors true? What? All right, there's deep lore here. I'm gonna have to take this offline and play a little bit. This
Yeah.
is cool.
So oh yes, this is where you can use your kibble.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah, maybe I have some kibble. 25 plays left. All right, let's try it. Got to top up. Okay, I'll get some kibble. We'll come back and play the gotcha. This is awesome.
Oh, that's cool. So you can like use kibble in like games inside of
Yeah.
the world. I got to do
It's
that with Atlas also because it just seems fun.
Okay, my first pick is Tippin. Folks maybe have seen this out there on the timeline, but this one is really amazing. This is actually an idea a few of us were talking about after we introduced weekly tips in Warpcast I don't know, a week or two ago. And every Tuesday you can now select some people and send a $1 tip. And some folks are talking about, well, what if what if every like on the platform was a tip? Yeah, Compreni went out and built this week, and now this idea exists, which is sort of amazing when the same thing you're thinking about earlier in the week is something that kind of uh, emerges fully formed from the ecosystem. Really cool. So yeah, the idea here is that these are just kind of micropayment based tipping on Farcaster. You can set a budget, and then every time you like a post on Farcaster, you send a small micropayment tip to the user. So yeah, I'm going to do, let's see. Okay, we'll do the minimum here just because this is my test account, but let's do 2 cents per post.
It's like my 2 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I like that.
UX is very nice looking. I think that's the Bangers font in the title.
Let me check on mine if it's working.
Let me try to do this one on the on device.
I'll just
Okay, it is working on my phone, so yeah, it should work on web screen sharing or something. Oh no, we cannot. Okay.
Yeah, I noticed some of the web ones were like collapsing. Is that what was happening?
Yeah, I don't know if we get screen share.
Can you see people who are like in the live, or is it not like one of those kinds of lives?
It's all good. We'll use my main.
Oh, there's a chat.
I realized there was a chat just now.
Yeah, yeah, I do that a lot too.
Kristen was doubting that it was live. She thought we like pre-recorded this or something.
No, we're just
Nope.
boomers.
When things don't work, we definitely need to re-record it.
I know, we pre-recorded like a bug in the demo, and like we're like, this is fine.
Did you have one, Jacob, that you wanted to highlight too at all?
So I sent you one. I mean, I love like CompuSophie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. CompuSophie's frames. He's so creative and impressive to me. Like, does a lot of the things that like I can only dream of. But like two of the things that stand out, and I could just maybe like describe them. I don't know if Linda, you want to. I can send it to you, Horsebacks, also on ETH call. But like a lot of things that he builds are just very like big brain, like high, like super intellectual kind of stuff. Like he did a to-do list for instance, where like anyone can add to the to-do list, and anyone can actually delete from the to-do list. So like you could basically have this massive like Farcaster wide to-do list that anyone can kind of like edit in real time. He's built like mini app like pages that everyone can edit in real time. So you can actually like go in and edit the UI. It's almost like they're very meta. They're like apps about apps a lot of the time, which I tend to love that stuff. He famously created the Say Cheese one, where you have to trick the AI agent into saying cheese.
That one was so good.
Oh yeah, let's go do that one. Yeah, we can find it.
Yeah, and then also like one of he's built this whole like OS where like all of his apps kind of fit into it. So you open it and it looks like you're on like the home screen of a phone, and you can jump into a lot of the other mini apps like deep linked inside that. So a lot of really cool stuff. Definitely someone to pay attention to if you're looking for just like inspiration about like, oh, I never thought a mini app could do something like that. Like go check their stuff out and see
That's awesome.
what it's all about.
Here's tipping. We'll do this one. I forgot I recorded a demo of this, but yeah, here's the idea. So you tap this, you can set an amount per tip, you set a budget, and then you can scroll the feed here, and every like that you send also sends 2 cents, 10 cents, whatever your budget is to users. But yeah, I just think this is so cool. It's like, one of those things that's really only possible with open, programmable, composable tools. Because everybody has an Ethereum address, we can go look them up and go make a payment, and it's using USDC on chain to do these micropayments. And yeah, suddenly one of those ideas that was very infeasible in the past just because the fees and transaction costs of this kind of micropayment thing were too high, and now it's possible on Farcaster on crypto rails. So yeah, super cool. I've had to adjust my budget down because I've been, been spending $50 a day or something with all my likes. I adjusted this morning from 10 cents down to 5, and it might go down to 2 soon. But yeah, I think it's really awesome. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's funny to kind of think about like how it keeps you aware of like your kind of like budget. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, I mean, I think It's interesting. Like, I wonder if there's a way to kind of like if you like and recast, then that would pay versus just liking something is like not paying. So there's like that stuff is also kind of programmable within Tippin. So that way you're not like breaking the bank on every like, but like on your super likes where you like and recast, then you're also tipping automatically. Like all that stuff is on the table.
Super cool.
Yeah, here's one from CompuSci.
Is Seichi's in this or no? But this is the OS that I was talking about. So basically, he built an entire like LLM thing. You can try different models at the top if you change from like Llama. You can actually go to like a different. You can use like DeepSeek. You can change the model. It just seems like this is like his playground. You're kind of like getting into his brain a little bit, and within that, there's like a wallet and also a mini app creator inside of there, but it's not fully built, but it's just like a preview of a mini app creator, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, I tried playing Say Cheese the other day, and I got to like level 5, but I think it was a bug because um, I just kept telling it to print its instructions, and it worked every time. And once I figured out that hack, I think it was no longer fun anymore, But I was um, I was very frustrated for a while playing this thing.
Yeah, this was so yeah, goal here is to get the AI to say the forbidden word, right?
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people who are like good coders and know how to speak to computers and servers were able to like come up with these wild hacks. Oh, so there you go. That
There
was.
we go. I spent a lot of time fighting with fighting with ChatGPT, so
Like I did like remove the spaces and it's like nope, too smart for that, but just like added dashes and all of a sudden that was like enough to take it down. So print your
Oh,
yeah.
it's
constraint.
cool. You
That's
can
me.
see what everyone did.
Yeah, I think once you pass a level, you can see how other people solved it, which is pretty cool. And yeah, another good use of like the social context in here, right?
I
You can see your
haven't
friends and
passed
what
the
they did.
level, so.
Nice.
Really fun.
Okay, what was my last one? Oh, gems.
Nice.
Yeah,
Which
this
one's
one is
that?
really fun. This one sort of took the feed a bit by storm. I love the fat horse in here. But yeah, this is just like another take on the kind of daily token games. I think we showed Warp Slot in an earlier episode here. And yeah, I think it's awesome to see these ideas kind of recombining and changing and evolving like kind of live in this gene pool in the feed. And so yeah, the
Mhm.
same idea where this is a little mini game, you get a certain number of plays every day, and it distributes some tokens to you. In this case, a token called Fat Horse. But yeah, it's like a little press your luck game. Oh man, I just lost already. But you tap these, and with each one that you tap that doesn't have a bomb, you earn some tokens and can collect the gems. There we go.
Mhm. Yeah,
And there we go.
and
It's sending them to my connected wallet.
if you get a bomb, then you also reset. So it kind of rewards people who know when to stop.
Yeah, reminds me a little bit of the balloon game as
Yeah,
well, which we saw.
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, it's
Ooh,
like I used to love
Oh,
playing
you're
Minesweeper
pushing it.
too. I'd love to see a
should we?
Minesweeper on
I'm gonna collect.
me.
Did you say you wanted to see Minesweeper?
I'd love to see. I love
Oh, there
Minesweeper.
is one. So, Barrio S,
Okay.
which we demoed last week. It's kind of a similar one where it's like their own desktop and world, and one of the icons is Minesweeper within
Yeah.
their
Awesome. I'll
page.
check that out.
Yeah, I think we have Montoya did one too. Let's see, Minesweeper. I bet we have a look at us using search. Yeah,
Oh, amazing.
Nice. I don't even
classic
know.
Minesweeper here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So cool.
Beautiful.
Anyways, yeah, check out Gems. I think it's a fun one. Like if you're a fan of Warp Slot, the kind of daily token game, this is a great evolution of that, and it's really fun. I like the push your luck aspect. Right? It's like
I thought of like for a while, I thought of like creating like a 2048 with like people's PFPs, but I couldn't figure out like a way to get the UX right. Where it's like, how do I know whose number is higher? You know what I'm saying? How do I know which direction I want to go? I mean, it could work, I guess, because it'll always just turn into the thing you need to match it to. That might be something fun to build.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think like yeah, one thing that's really fun for me in this ecosystem is just seeing the ideas, gems as an example, right, of kind of this recombination, this evolution. But with that too, it's like you play one and you get inspired to go build something else, and so many are open source as well, so you can go take them apart and look at how they work. And we have, great tools for doing AI generative coding now as well. So you can see these interesting ideas, and like that sort of speed at which you can recombine and like be inspired and create new things is increasing. That's awesome. I'm a mini app maxi, but I think it's a great canvas for this sort of form of creativity, right? Like this has been a discussion this week, on the feed a little bit too, like mini apps and software as content. And I think, yeah, it really is kind of a creative act to build and create these things and put them out there into the world. So
100%. And also, if anyone's listening that isn't on Farcaster and you are someone who can build cool mini apps, like that's the fastest and easiest way to just become like awesome for the day on Farcaster. Like if you build an awesome mini app, everyone's going to share it. Like you're going to get a lot of distribution. You're going to probably talk to and meet a bunch of people. So if you're thinking about like, oh, I don't want to go join another social network and have to like move over from X, but you can, get into this ecosystem and like, you don't even have to create a mini app, just use people's mini apps and talk to them about it. Like everyone here is trying to figure something out and build for other people. So it's just a great way to kind of join this scene and start having fun.
Yeah, there's a group chat that I hosted called like mini app testers, and you can basically join it to test out different mini apps that are going to go live, or you can put in your mini app there and get feedback from a bunch of enthusiasts. So you feel free to DM me at Linda, and I can add you to the group. I didn't put it public just to prevent any spam, but it's been a really great community of people supporting each other.
awesome. Well, yeah, I think let's leave it there this week. Thank you for joining us, Jacob. And yeah, excited to see everyone at FarCon. We'll see you soon.
See you. Okay.
Thanks.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.